Opening statement.
Yeah, another winnable match that we let get away, and this feeling's getting really old for our team and for our staff. But we had them, and we can obviously play with them, and we just are not consistent enough. First point to last point, and our competitive intensity is not consistent enough, and these are all things that fall on the coaching staff, and we got to figure out a way to develop that competitive intensity and that competitive maturity in practice, because it's hard to do in matches when the pressure's on. But yeah, this one's going to sting for a while because, like I said, it feels like it got away from us.
Questions?
Yeah, I think one of the first things I noticed tonight was that there was a bit of a struggle with returning some of the serves by Oklahoma. Any thoughts about how to try to shore up the defense, especially when you have a team getting a lot of really good aces?
Yeah, that's part of the reason we switched Libros and switched to Ellie Kinney. Just felt like she would maybe do a better job, and she handled those jump top spins a little bit better. But yeah, they're super aggressive in everything they do. They're super aggressive from the service line. They're super aggressive from the attacking, blocking. They triple block all the time. They're just a super aggressive team. And sometimes when you're super aggressive, it's high risk, high reward. And tonight it was high reward for them. So really nice job from the service line. Some of those jumpers that fell in were some of the best I've seen in the last few years. So a good serving performance by them.
Yeah, as you mentioned, they were triple blocking. They were really aggressive, out of the point of attack above the net. But the girls did really well, kind of getting creative and trying to chip things over. Is that something you want to see more often out of them?
Yeah. We keep working on that with Cammie and Reese, especially. Those are the two that are going to take a lot of the bulk of our crappy swings and out of system swings. And I thought Cammie did a really nice job tonight in terms of moving the ball around, and she used that deep line tip really, really well. We also hit the setter a lot since they got a setter right back. So we did a good job with that way. I think Reese has still got to work on hitting the edges of the block. And when you play in the SEC, the middle of the block is going to be a point for the other team. So we're going to keep working on that with her. And, Mia's got to work on that as well. But yeah, it's tough when there's 6 hands in front of you. And we do a drill every week called 6 hands. So we're working on it. But until, again, when the lights are on you and, that ball is 30, 40 feet in the air and you got to be really aggressive in that situation, that's tough. So we got to keep working on it.
Yeah. And I feel like we've spoken so highly about Isabella Barefoot all season. And again tonight, 42 assists. But do you think at a certain point, maybe not that you're expecting too much out of her, but she's done a lot. I mean, between assisting and she had a lot of great block attempts as well tonight. Do you want to see anybody else kind of get involved in kind of the setter movements?
Not necessarily setter. I mean, setter, we want her taking as many balls as she can in second touch. I would say that our offense was not the reason we lost today. Our offense, we had more kills than they did. We sided out well enough in the last couple sets to win those sets. It came down to defense. So yeah, Issa's doing a great job, and she's starting to figure out, blocking wise, she's definitely a liability, but teams are starting to, or I should say Issa's starting to take up a little more space and get some touches. But yeah, I mean, she's out there all the time, regardless of her blocking, because of what she can do offensively. And again, we should outkill people, I think, with Issa at the helm, because she is so crafty and good at dishing the ball.
And the conference schedule obviously started off rough. Again, Oklahoma, second round tournament team last year, but next up you guys have Arkansas. Just a little bit on the struggle bus this season. What are you looking for out of that game?
Just continuous improvement, and obviously we won our first SEC win, but we wanted it tonight and we wanted it last week too. And it's not how you don't just get it by wanting it. But yeah, I just want to see continuous improvement, and some of the things like defense. Like, we can't let a team just progressively hit better and better and better against us as the match goes on. It should go the other way. Your defense should start to figure out a team as the match goes on. So I want to see us just have a little more consistent defensive intensity across the match. And then we got to serve better. I mean, you can see what serving does, and we missed 1 less serve than them, but we had 8 less aces. So that's a big difference right there.
Yeah, and last question. I mean, I know it's hard, even a loss, but the environments thus far have been very nice. I mean, you guys even had the Vanderbilt Whistler out tonight.
Yes.
Kind of a historic figure in Vandy sports.
Yeah, he actually
came about the environment.
Yeah, the Whistler actually came up and found me at a club tournament and tapped me on the shoulder. He said, "Do you know who I am?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know who you are." And he told me then that he got season tickets. So he's actually got a granddaughter who plays club volleyball. So yeah, he's a big volleyball fan, and it was nice to have him there tonight. I thought he was added some noise, as he usually does, and if he can create the same enemies across the conference like he does in baseball, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed, and it goes to our team. Everybody who's on our revenue generation pod, we call it, but from our marketing team to Pilar here, our comms team, ticketing. I'm going to miss a million people, facilities, but this group is really serious about putting on a good event. And in this day and age of college athletics, you got to put on a good event. And I'm just really thankful that I work at a place that cares about that stuff and lets us be creative with some of the things we're doing, but also just surrounded by people that care a lot, and that's pretty special.